I've worked the night shift at St. Mary's Hospital for over a decade. The oppressive silence, the mechanical hum of equipment, and the sporadic echoes of footsteps in these deserted halls have become something of my nightly companions. Our system of color bands kept us organized. It was a simple yet effective system. Green was for the living, red's for the deceased. A few nights ago, I received a call from the head nurse that we're running low on supplies and she needed me to retrieve more from our basement storage. Without hesitation, I made my way to the elevator, and as the doors opened, I was surprised to find a patient standing aside with her back to me. "Good evening," I said as I stepped into the elevator. The woman didn't respond. She was just staring blankly at the walls. She was tall and thin, long-framed, hair cascading down her back, and her hospital gown hung very loosely off her frame. Her feet were bare, with dirt on it, which was contrasting considering the fact that this is a sterile environment. I noticed that she wasn't wearing her band on her wrist, which struck me as odd, but I shrugged it off because patients sometimes take the bands off for whatever reason or another. I pressed the button to the basement, but I noticed that no other buttons were lit. The woman hadn't selected the floor, so she might indeed be heading to the basement as well. As the elevator descended, a chill crept up my spine. Air grew colder. The atmosphere felt very heavy. When the doors opened to the dimly lit basement, I was relieved to see someone else. A man was limping towards the elevator. The sight was almost comforting until I saw his wrist. A red band gleamed under the harsh fluorescent light. Panic surged through me, and I frantically pressed the button to close the door. The woman beside me turned, her expression of mild annoyance. Her cheeks were hollow, and her eyes were sunken in, stared into mine with this intensity, and she said to me, "Why did you do that?" "He was trying to use the elevator." My voice trembled. "Did you see his wrist? It was red. He died last night." "I would know because I did his surgery." The woman slowly lifted her wrist, revealing a red band identical to the man's. She smiled, a chilling, unnatural grin that stretched too wide, revealing unnaturally perfect teeth. "Like this one?" she asked. My heart pounded as the elevator ascended. The woman's eyes seemed to bore into me. Her smile widened even further.
"You should have been more careful, Doctor,"
she whispered.
"You never know who you will meet in the dark."
The elevator doors opened, and the woman stepped out, her thin form disappearing into the shadows of the hospital corridor. I stood frozen, my mind racing, trying to comprehend what had just happened. The cold sweat trickling down my back was the only reminder that I was still alive. From that night on, I could never look at color bands the same way again, always fearing the moment when green might turn to red.